Summer is in full swing, and that means we stay out of the sun, crank the AC up to max, and check out some new video games. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here are the top 10 games to check out in July 2025. Right as we turn the calendars to July comes Mecha Break, a team-based mech shooter that blends elements of hero shooter tactics with armored core style movement and combat. I've had the chance to play this game a few times now, and I find myself surprisingly addicted to its fast-paced action, even as someone that's not all that into mech games. At launch, there will be 3 different game modes: 3v3 arena-style deathmatches where kills are all that matter, 6v6 operations, which feature more classic objective-based gameplay, and a PvEvP extraction-style game mode where 3-player squads compete on huge maps to collect corite and extract. What honestly gets me most excited about this game is the customization across the 5 striker classes: Attacker, Defender, Brawler, Sniper, and Support. Each mech that I got the chance to play with, and I'm sure the many more I didn't, each have a unique combination of weapons, shields, and drones that all give it a signature look and feel. One of the biggest recent changes is that all systems and strikers will be available and free at launch, with a shift to a cosmetic-focused monetization system. Combine more mechs with the game's already well-tuned combat, and I think you've got the recipe for potentially a great game. There's nothing more 2000s than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and on July 11th, the second remake of the iconic skating game launches. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 follows the same path as the first remake, bringing increased visual fidelity and expanded features, all built around the gameplay people fell in love with in the first place. Classic levels return like Foundry, Alcatraz, and College, but the team is also injecting some new life into the game with locations such as Water Park. It's no surprise that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 will also feature an expanded cast of pro skaters, Foundry, the game's map editor, and a new Hawk mode, an interesting take on hide and seek. I have some fond memories of playing Stronghold back when I was younger. The medieval strategy game fostered my love of this time period, but it wasn't until I played Stronghold Crusader when I really fell in love with the Middle Ages. Enter Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition, a remaster of the classic game available on July 15th. The Definitive Edition is certainly a more true-to-form remaster with visual enhancements across the board, but also some new features. There's things you might expect: new units, new AI lords, new and larger maps, and what I think a lot of people might enjoy, a new co-op trail that allows players to play together against AI or go head-to-head online. Over 2 decades later, we're finally getting some modern features in the game, and I, for one, cannot wait. Neon Abyss 2 plunges players back into its chaotic, fast-paced roguelike world, now amped up with more explosive combat and cooperative mayhem. Up to 4 players can team up online, choosing from new characters as they dive into a procedurally generated dungeon filled with fresh enemies, bosses, and secrets. The series' signature unlimited item synergies returns with even wilder potential. Random item drops now chained together unpredictably, allowing for outrageous build combos that define each run. The weapon system has also been overhauled to include melee options such as bats and sabers, alongside guns, plant-themed weapons, and hundreds of new weapons. Hatchable pets, creatures known as Hatchmons, evolve during runs and actively fight by your side, and the all-new Faith system introduces strategic choices each run. Players earn faith to recruit more Hatchmons, gamble in arcade-style minigames, or buy powerful buffs, choices that can drastically shift the run's outcome. Neon Abyss 2 promises a more dynamic, explosive take on its beloved run-and-gun formula. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a dark, atmospheric action RPG set in the late Ming Dynasty period of China, where you play as Bai Wuchang, a pirate-turned-warrior afflicted by the mysterious feathering disease. The game features Souls-like combat, built around a unique feather system that rewards dodging and parrying with points used to unleash powerful attacks and special combinations. Players can equip up to 25 different melee weapons across 5 distinct classes, each with their own light and heavy attack chains, as well as over 40 elemental spells that open the door for some interesting hybrid builds. There's also the Inner Demon Meter, a risk-reward mechanic that empowers attacks but can spawn a deadly mirror version of the player upon death. Set within an interconnected world filled with branching paths, hidden secrets, and lore-driven collectibles, it's clear that Wuchang is doing its best to channel FromSoft. Dialogue choices, NPC interactions, and story decisions are set to influence questlines and have multiple endings, which all weave into a grim historical fantasy backdrop. With precise melee mechanics, narrative depth, and a distinct martial arts identity, Wuchang Fallen Feathers hopes to evolve the genre while honoring its hardcore roots. Killing Floor 3 drops players into high-intensity, wave-based co-op combat as members of the Nightfall Resistance, battling mutated Zeds. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game supports up to 48 enemies on screen, with smarter, more agile Zeds like crawlers that scale walls, as well as husks that can use jump packs to flank your team. The revamped meat system delivers intense score and real-time limb destruction, while Zed time now features a visible meter, wall-piercing highlights, and time-extending kill chains. Players can choose from 6 unique specialists, each with their own skill tree, weapons, and playstyles, like the Engineer with deployable drones, or the Ninja with dual katanas and a grappling hook. With over 150 weapon mods across 36 weapons, there is some deep customization to explore. Between waves, players can use a multi-tool to deploy environmental defenses like turrets, zip lines, or ammo lockers, adding new layers of strategy to the gameplay. Vertical map design and new traversal options, vaulting, climbing, sliding, encourage dynamic movement and offer new tactical options. As far as replayability goes, procedural round modifiers and smarter AI ensure that no 2 runs feel the same, with leveling systems that unlock over 30 skills per class and cinematic boss encounters. Killing Floor 3 is shaping up to be the most ambitious and brutal entry in the series yet. Wildgate plunges players into chaotic, crew-based PvEvP combat set in the unpredictable depths of the Typhon Reach. As a prospector aboard one of 5 customizable ships, with unique roles in piloting, gunning, repairing, or boarding, your mission is to locate and extract the powerful artifact. Matches last anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, pitting teams of 4 against rival crews and hazardous environmental threats like cosmic storms, meteors, and of course, AI enemies. The Reach's mix of procedurally placed wreckage, resource nodes, and points of interest ensure every game feels unique, forcing crews to make rapid strategic choices such as sending out scouting probes, mining loot, upgrading your ship, or laying out traps and sabotaging the enemy. Intense ship-to-ship combat lets crews battle at range, while boarding enemy vessels for close quarters firefights is where the FPS aspects of the game really shine. This is a wild one, and after going hands-on with the game ourselves, we recommend you check this one out with some friends because it really is a fun experience overall. Undermine 2 continues the intense, action-packed roguelike dungeon crawling of its predecessor while introducing some refined systems and new mechanics. Players take on the role of peasants venturing through branching paths beneath Delvemore, uncovering relics and wielding magical arcana, interactive items like fireballs and space-warping artifacts that fundamentally change how you approach combat. The sequel expands its cast of playable characters, including the luck-driven Black Rabbit treasure hunter, each offering unique stats, abilities, playstyles, and relic synergies. Co-op returns now with seamless 2-player drop-in, drop-out support and AI-scaled difficulty, enabling shared exploration. Undermine 2 also adds familiars, companion creatures that hatch from schematics and level up alongside you by performing tasks such as collecting gold or using elemental attacks, granting passive bonuses and unique abilities. Take what you know from the first game, add about 10 new layers of refinement and content, and you've got yourself Undertale 2. If you're more into cozy games in iconic worlds, then check out Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, releasing on July 29. This one's been delayed a couple times, but now you can create your own custom hobbit and decorate your hobbit hole with everything you'd expect to find from the fine Shire folk. Players can engage in all the typical hobbit activities such as farming, fishing, foraging, gardening, and of course, cooking. The game is designed to reflect the simple yet fulfilling life of a hobbit, and there's even said to be interactions with famous characters like Gandalf at points within the game. Other features like dynamic weather and seasonal changes ensure that no 2 days in the Shire are ever quite the same. With Weta Workshop's expansive work on fantasy games on full display, I have no doubt Tales of the Shire will be as authentic as Second Breakfast. Revealed at the Xbox Game Showcase this summer, Grounded 2 was the surprise release no one saw coming. Dropping into early access on July 29th, the game's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids concept is back, but on a bigger scale than ever. 2 years after the events of the first game, the 4 playable characters are back, but this time in a new location, Brook Hollow Park. The starting area is said to be bigger than the entire backyard from the first game, so if you wanted a bigger, little adventure, you've got it. One of the biggest features is called buggies, bug allies that you can raise and use in both the survival aspects of the game as well as combat. Obsidian Entertainment is also smoothing out a number of rough edges from their first game, streamlining the basic tool system, expanding the combat to include dodging and better enemy AI, and introducing more bugs and biomes right from the start. It might not be the backyard, but we cannot wait to get our hands on this one, and you better believe we'll have coverage right here on the channel. So there you have it, 10 of the biggest games coming out this July. If we missed a game you think we should have included, leave us a comment down below. And as always, if you appreciate the work that goes into making these videos, drop us a like and consider subscribing. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.